Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, let us try to see how we can do the addition of fractions with different denominators. This time, let us take an example which has three fractions in it. We want to add these three fractions: 4 over 5 plus 3 over 4 plus 5 over 8, like that. So as a first step number 1, we want to find a common denominator. To find the common denominator, we're going to find the least common multiple for the denominators of these fractions. The denominators are, for the first fraction is 5, for the second fraction is 4, and for the third fraction is 8. We want to find the least common multiple for 5, 4, and 8. So as a second step number 2, we're going to come back and then say we want to write these numbers in their prime form. 5, we can write it out as 1 times 5. 4, we can write as 2 times 2 in its prime form. And then 8, we can write as 2 times 2 times 2. So if we were to write them out in a box here, if we were to make a small box for ourselves, the first box we'll name it as 2, and the second box we will name it as 5. So in here, for 5, there are no 2's, there's just one 5, so we'll write the 5 there. In the second box, for 4, we have 2 times 2, there is no 5's in there. And for the number 8, we're going to write 2 times 2 times 2, and there is no 5 in there. And now we want to circle the highest power of each prime factor. The highest power of each prime factor. In 5, the highest power is 5, and in 4 there is 2 times 2, but in 8, if you look at the number 8, we have 2 times 2 times 2. There are 3 2's in there, so the highest power highest power of the prime factor here is 2 times 2 times 2. So therefore, we can come back and then write the next step as the LCM, or the least common multiple, for the numbers 5, 4, and 8 are 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So when we multiply them out, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 5 is equal to 40. So the least common multiple for 5, 4, and 8 is equal to 40. So we have the number, and now we're going to write the next step as follows. The first number is 5. 5 times what number is equal to 40? We want to know what those numbers are so that we can multiply and divide the first fraction by that number. The second number we have is 4. 4 times what number is equal to 40? And the third number we have is 8. 8 times what number is equal to 40? So we'll come back and then fill these gaps up. 5 times 8 is equal to 40. 4 times 10 is equal to 40. 8 times 5 is equal to 40. Right? So therefore, we are now ready to write the next step, and the next step is going to be as follows. Step number 5. The first fraction is 4 over 5. So if we were to multiply and divide by 8, if we multiply and divide by 8, we're going to make the denominator as 40. And we're going to take the second fraction, 3 over 4, and if we were to multiply and divide by 10, we're going to make the denominator equal to 40. And the third fraction we have is 5 over 8, and if we were to multiply and divide this by 5, 5 times 8 is equal to 40. So now therefore in our next step, step number 6, we're going to multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators of each of these fractions. 4 times 8 is 32 divided by 40, plus 3 times 10 is 30 divided by 40, plus 5 times 5 is 25 divided by 40. So therefore the common denominator here now, if I write it as step number 7, the common denominator is 40, and we can combine the numerator parts. As long as the denominators are the same, we can come back, we can combine the numerator parts. So we have 32 plus 30 plus 25, and if we were to add these things up, it is going to be equal to 87 divided by 40. This is our answer. The number for 87, the numerator part, the numerator is greater than the denominator, so therefore it is an improper fraction. So we can write this as a proper fraction, or we can write this as a mixed number, So the mixed number would be, the way to represent that as a mixed number is going to be as follows. We take 87 and then divide it by 40. So we'll do the long division. 87 divided by 40. 40 times what number is equal to or less than 87? 40 times 2 is going to be equal to 80. When we subtract 80 from 87, we're left with 7. Therefore, 87 divided by 40 we can write as 7 over 40, like that. So therefore our answer here is 7 over 40 in a mixed number format, or 87 over 40 in its improper fraction format. So both ways of representing it is correct. So in my next presentation we shall see more examples of addition of fractions with different denominators.